Hi, welcome back to another episode of Saturdays at Derek's. I'm Mike.
And I'm the other guy.
Darren? Dylan.
Sure.
Alright. This is Dylan. So yes, welcome back to Saturdays at Dylan's. So this week has been interesting because they've announced the release later this year of Fallout 4, which means that we're going to have to go back and amend the list of video games that we're looking forward to in 2015 because fucking Fallout 4.
We got these.
Yeah.
And these. Yeah, it was super exciting. There was rumors that this was coming.
Yeah, but they finally made the official announcement.
It was either going to be Fallout 4 or a new Elder Scrolls sign.
And
or Elder Scrolls sign.
Well, and since Skyrim is still relatively fresh, one would assume Fallout 4, and one would be right.
Yeah.
If one were to refer to oneself as one. So, it's great. The trailer was really pretty.
Yeah.
I mean, the graphics looked nice. I hope that's actual in-game graphic.
Yeah, it didn't reveal a whole lot. But
there was a dog, though. There was a dog!
Yeah, finally.
Well, no, I'm kind of hoping that the dog will be a constant companion for you and actually be an integral part of the game, but not as lame as the dog in Fable.
Yeah. There's one of the things that was interesting was the graphical.
It looked a lot cleaner than Fallout 3 or New Vegas.
Yeah, and more colorful. The original, the last Fallout 3 and Fallout Vegas had kind of a washed out green color palette.
Mm-hmm. Greens, browns, real earth tones. That was the reason that Dan didn't like it. It's not that the game was bad, but that earth tone color palette that they used, shit kind of blended into each other, and it fucked with his migraines.
Yeah. I mean, it was an artistic style of that time.
It was.
And
now
it looks like they're moving on from that into a more colorful.
Yeah, well, and myself not having an issue with eye strain, I loved those games. The super deep. You can just spend hours and hours and hours playing those, and it takes forever to run out of fresh content in a Bethesda game.
Yeah, Bethesda creates these games that are must plays, and it's aggravating because they're so long. Yeah.
Well, no, in fact, we just pre-ordered our copies of Elder Scrolls Online
Unlimited,
for the PlayStation. So, looking forward.
2 more days.
Yes. So we're looking forward to many more hours of growing fatter and weaker.
But yeah, super stoked to borrow.
It's cool. It should be great. The trailer was really nice. It's going to be set in Boston this time around, and the screenshots that they've put up of the ship and historical points of interest around Boston look really, really nice. It's like you said, the colors are a bit more vibrant and it's a lot more cleaned up than previous games, and I think they're really going to be able to take advantage of the current generation of game systems as far as, pushing graphical power. So, nothing but good shit to look forward to. I mean, if this game sucks, it's going to be a heartbreaking disappointment, and I may just start a fucking pistol.
The closest they've come to sucking, it would probably be like Oblivion. Well,
yeah, no, but
the buggy mess that Daggerfall was, but that's going way back.
Yeah, and I really liked Oblivion. I didn't like the realm of Oblivion. I hated trying to get around in that thing. But the game itself, I liked the story. I enjoyed the game. The side quests were nice. The graphics were nice for the time. If you go back and look at that shit now and compare it to Skyrim. It looks like somebody took a shit in their hand and smeared it on your screen, but for for what it was nice. It was innovative, and I'm very much a gameplay kind of person. I enjoy a good story more than flashy graphics. So that really, just hooked me through the bag and took me for a ride.
Another thing I hope they do for this is after you beat the game, they let you continue to play. Because Fallout 3, once you beat it, it was like, hey, congratulations, you won. Here's your game.
Right. But like in Skyrim and Oblivion and other subsequent games, you can finish the main quest and then still go around and do all the butt ton of side quests that they have, or just wander the landscape and find shit that's not marked on the map. I'm kind of doing that in Skyrim now. I'll just find a black marker on the little scroll at the top that tells you what direction you're going, and I'll just head straight toward whatever the black thing is until I discover it. And, so yeah, looking forward to this. It's just got me fucking giddy.
Something else I got announced this week that we're not necessarily looking forward to is they are rebooting Big Trouble in Little China with The Rock. Love Big Trouble in Little China. Love it. One of my favorite films from the 80s.
Yeah. No, and I absolutely adore that movie. And here's my problem with it. It doesn't need a remake. It was great the way it was. Kurt Russell was fucking awesome. Everybody they turned in a fun adventure movie, and why would you want to fuck with that? I'm so sick of Hollywood remaking movies that didn't need to be fucking remade.
What bums me out is if you create a good script, you could make a sequel, and I'm sure Kurt Russell would be willing to come back for it.
Yeah.
I would much rather see that than see The Rock playing.
Right, and Jack. It's not like, Kurt Russell's wheezing and decrepit or anything.
No.
I mean, that guy can still do action movies.
No, I mean, as we saw several years ago.
Yeah.
With
Death Proof.
Death Proof, yes. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of ways I would rather have seen something from this universe being done before I saw this. I'm not completely sad about it, but I'm a little disappointed that it's not something more.
I just don't think it
exciting.
Needs to be done, and I have no interest in seeing it. If I want to see it, I'll go on Netflix.
The other problem I had was they're getting The Rock to play Jack Barton, and I don't.
Go on, give me an opportunity to call you a racist, motherfucker.
I don't dislike The Rock.
Yeah.
But The Rock doesn't get me excited to see a film. He just doesn't. There's nothing he's done that's made me go, ooh, that movie was really cool. G.I. Joe Retaliation was good.
Yeah, I liked it.
I really haven't watched the Need for Speed movies. I haven't really seen a whole lot of...
You mean you're telling me you weren't into Tooth Fairy?
Yeah. No.
How could you not be into Tooth Fairy, dude? I mean, what an excellent movie. It was the perfect film.
No, I already saw that when Vin Diesel did that one babysitting movie.
Oh, right. Well, and Hulk Hogan before them.
Yes.
Did, what was it, Mr. Nanny?
Yeah. I should be super excited to see something being done with the Big Trouble in Little China storyline. But this just...
Yeah, but it was a standalone movie. It didn't need anything else beyond
that's interesting. But they set up a sequel. They set up a sequel in the movie for there to be a sequel. I would much rather have seen a sequel. I'd love to see a Big Trouble in Little China sequel. Absolutely, I would.
But it doesn't need
break
a reboot
dimensional
or
barriers
a remake
to go and see that film.
I would learn evil Chinese magic. Yeah.
But
I don't know what to tell you. Live with your pain.
The only thing that does get me excited
Toughen up.
is that we get to see maybe the storms have special effects that are going to be better.
Yeah, well...
And be handled a little bit differently.
Yeah, I guess just from a purely special effects point of view, you could do something. But, the practical effects in the original were pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, especially like thunder. was very cool looking.
Yeah. So I don't know.
He was Raiden before there was Raiden.
To me, it feels like an unnecessary reboot. I can see a reboot if like a movie had a good premise, but the execution was fumbled.
Yeah.
You know, or the special effects at the time didn't do justice to the material on the page.
For example, Last Starfighter.
Yeah.
Could be rebooted and be really cool.
Yeah, yeah. And there's...
And the technological advances between then and now have advanced to a point where it would add a new portion of the story.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's unfortunate that kind of... It's unfortunate that doesn't have me more excited than it should have me.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just generally not that excited about it. So it's... I'm more disappointed. I'm more like, oh, than anything else.
Yeah.
You know, dude, did you really have to? Come on, go fucking around.
No, not to say that that's gonna make us. It's not. It won't replace. Even if it's a great movie, it's not gonna replace the original for us.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But here's hoping that they actually put out something that's like really cool. But track records being what they have been.
Sure.
You know, RoboCop.
The reboot of Nightmare on Elm Street.
Total Recall.
Yeah. Oh, God.
You know, they just haven't been that great. So.
Yeah. Well, which, again, is, to me, it's just proof that eye candy does not trump a good, heartfelt story. But
yeah.
On to other less depressing things.
Well, the Marvel reboot, they're leaking who's going to win Secret Wars before they even have gotten through Secret Wars.
Well, I get feeling like your shit has gotten too convoluted and you need a shake-up. And that can be overdone. DC has proven that.
Yeah, it looks like they might be proving that again soon.
Yeah, well, I don't know.
We don't have all the details on that yet.
But I guess the thing that worries me is that people are going to get upset that Marvel is throwing away, 80 years of canon?
That's the thing that bothered me the most about it.
You know, and some of it, and call me cynical, feels like it's geared to be a cheap response to the complaint that there's not enough female superheroes.
Or what's considered minority superheroes.
Yeah.
And
we've kind of touched on that before. You know, it's why do you got to change things? Can't you just make new characters that, you know, are minorities, are women?
And another part of what they're doing is they're trying to rub out characters who they no longer own the licensing for.
Yeah. Part of this is involved with the whole movie thing with Fox,
which is a shame too, because my favorite characters in the Marvel universe
are mutants.
You know, are owned by Fox.
Yeah.
And
my first big exposure to comic books was the Uncanny X-Men.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the Outback Claremont, post Fall of the Mutants X-Men. That was my first. I gotta buy this book.
Yep. Between Fall of Mutants and Inferno is when I started reading the X-Men too, and it's just those are the characters I love more than anything.
Yeah.
In the Marvel universe, and it's a shame because they're kind of getting snubbed and pushed aside.
Yeah, in order to deny Fox any material.
Yeah. And one of the things that kind of has me worried also is the fact that they're going about promoting it in the Terminator style, where here's the preview, here's the entire story. Here's who's going to win everything.
Oh, that Terminator. So the Terminator Genesis, look, here's the big plot twist, just so you guys know before you come and see the movie.
Don't worry about spoilers. Here they all are. You know? So,
yeah, that's definitely kind of bothersome.
Yeah, it just kind of seems like, I don't know. It's disappointing.
It worries me, but I'm gonna hang on tight and hope for the best.
Yeah.
I'll read Secret Wars, see what's going on, and because they are, bringing characters to the fore that I'm interested in reading about. 'Cause Miles Morales, the new Spider-Man, Spider-Gwen, I dig. I want to find out what the whole thing is with X-23 wearing Wolverine's old blue costume.
Yeah, well, with Wolverine being dead, there's been like this thing going on where
there's like a group of the Wolverines.
Sabretooth, Daken, X-23. There's a couple more, but I can't. Lady Deathstrike.
Yeah.
Have been trying to take over the role of Wolverine in his memory.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand why we would have Lady Deathstrike and Sabretooth involved. Sabretooth kind of, but I never liked the fact that they wanted to make Sabretooth kind of a good guy. I never liked that.
But I can understand Sabretooth having like a grudging respect for Logan.
Yeah. But I don't know. I like that hatred between them.
Yeah. Yeah. And who knows when Wolverine comes back to life, because Wolverine's gonna come back to life. Well, it looks like
it's gonna be Old Man Wolverine.
The Old Man Logan.
Old Man Logan, yeah, is gonna win out his Secret War battle, and become part of the canon universe, and I'm okay with it.
Yeah, no, I like the comic. I read the Old Man Logan stuff, and it was all right. It was pretty cool. That weird incest thing with Hulk was kind of fucked up, but
as far as like the children Wolverine, I like X-23 and I like Daken a lot.
Yeah.
I prefer Daken though, or Daken.
Yeah.
His son.
He's a hairband.
Well, he's very Wolverine before they started explaining who Wolverine used to be, and making him nicer. So I like that darker Wolverine feel.
Yeah.
That's the Wolverine we loved. The guy who was honorable, but if you pissed him off, he was going to cut everybody up,
Yeah.
You never knew if he was going to freak out. So...
hoping for the best, but prepared for the worst.
Yeah.
I guess is all I can really say. But as we are just about out of time, we should probably wrap this up. And just
Fallout 4 awesome. Big Trouble in Little China meh. Wolverine Marvel reboot kind of okay.
Yeah. And just as a quick reminder, if you haven't seen Mad Max Fury Road, get off your fat ass and go fucking watch it.
Yeah, we saw it again yesterday.
Yes. Yes. Go see this movie. And you shall ride eternal, shiny and chrome.
I can't remember the line.
Witness!
Witness
me! Witness! Ooh, happy face.
Harrison Ford versus Danny Glover. Harrison Ford versus Danny Glover.
What?
Witness.
Oh, okay. You shall ride eternal, shiny and chrome. Saturday.